Speaking freedom. Speaking freedom. Giving you the answers to be free. Be free. Be free. 'Cause we're speaking freedom. And we're live online with Kaci.
FedEx is making deliveries.
Okay, so this damn copyright thing, I've been trying to get that damn approved since 2016, bitch. When I tell you I sent this off several times, one time I missed a deadline for something that they needed me to provide, or something that they asked. Child, first off, the copyright form is confusing in some areas as a self-published author and to have your own publishing company. So literally, Good Head Group's Books is the publishing company. Speaking Freedom Books, up under Good Head Group Books, is the publisher. And so when you fill the form out for copyright, there is a confusing part where it explain it, but because it's me doing it for me and as a publishing company, it kind of had mixed me up. So, child, I done submitted this thing about 2-3 times. No. I submitted it, forgot, asked questions about it. I think I might have tried to submit it again. Didn't see the email where they asked me a question, so I didn't have the opportunity to respond. And I missed the cutoff. I think with this time, though, I might have, I don't know if I was able to get them to waive me missing it the last time and just did my shit, or if I started all over. I really don't even remember. All I know is, bitch, I got my goddamn The Unknown Power book. Oh, finally copywritten. Like, okay, so a little backstory. If you don't know, I've been a published author since 2006. When I published my first book, It's My Time, it was kind of what is considered a vanity publishing because it's self-published. So in 2006, publishing was nothing how it is today. In 2006, you had to basically go through either a big name publishing company and get signed as an author, or you had to use like one of 3 or 4 self-publishing companies. But a lot of times self-publishing is not, in the publishing industry, it has not been viewed as, successful or as strong or powerful as getting signed. Everybody wants a deal. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If there is a deal able to be made, people want a deal. With authors, they want publishing deals. With musicians, they want publishing and or artist deals. With entrepreneurs, if they can get a government contract or get a long-term big deal with a company that keeps them in business, they would prefer a deal. I don't give a fuck what people tell you. If a motherfucker got approached by the right goddamn government agency and or bigger company, most people would take a little bit of nothing deal. Or they would sell whatever it is that they make to a bigger name for the motherfucking deal. So everybody be wanting a deal. So at the time when I first published, you either could get a major deal as an author or you had to self-publish. So with the self-publishing options, there was only like 3 or 4 people at the time. Like now, being an author is so much easier because you can literally go and print your own books. You could literally go, and you might use a third-party company or agency in order to do it, but you can literally go and simply just do it, you know what I'm saying, on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much easier now. And then you had to go through a certain company to do it. There were not as many resources to publish books as there are now. And then, oh my God, audiobooks wasn't even a real motherfucking thing, nigga. E-books was just popping. So you had to literally write the book. You know what I'm saying? Or pay somebody else to write it or type it. And things have changed greatly in the realm of being an author, self-publishing, and more. Like, musicians are just now starting to see the same changes that authors had already seen. Like, I've been praying for audiobooks to be a thing for, oh my God, I don't know how long. And now they're a thing. And publishers still won't take only audiobook type of authors at this point. But they're beginning to see a trend where people are really interested in audiobooks. So sooner or later, eventually, just having an audiobook will be a thing. As of February the 22nd, 2021, they are testing the avenue of audiobooks, but they are not seeking just audiobook authors. As of right now, you really have to have a hard copy or ebook. But you have to have it written out, and there is no, just audio only type of deals. Now, maybe by 2025, that may change and audiobooks become more vital to life. Now, I don't listen to nothing. I don't read nothing but audiobooks. I have books that I will read if I believe the information in the book is so astounding and I cannot find it anywhere on an audiobook. But most of the time, the type of books that I read are available as audiobooks also, or there's information that's similar to that book in another book that's an audiobook. And for me, audiobooks are the most convenient. Mainly because I can be doing 2 and 3 things at a time. In the time that I can listen to an audiobook, I could be walking, I could be cooking, I could play it in the house so everybody can hear the book out loud and learn and grow from the information. But if I read a regular book, I got to sit my ass down somewhere and take the time to read it. But if I listen to the book I can listen to it while I'm driving. There have been plenty of times we've been on road trips and I would be listening to a book and the children got to listen to that bitch too. I don't listen to nothing too crazy. Although currently I do have some more adult type of books, but most of the books that I listen to are psychology books, books about dreams and mental growth and understanding. I listen to Albert Einstein notes and books. I listen to philosophers' books, either books about them or books that they've written about their work, their knowledge, their understanding, so that I can grow and become better about being a life coach and studier of psychology and a philosopher, even if I would call myself. So that was just my spiel as I opened up that thing, and it was something else I think I was supposed to talk about. I wanted to talk about that, and then I was going to talk about I was gonna pop my motherfucking shit, nigga. So the backstory of why I ended up making sure that everything that I did was copywritten is really a matter of so I used to post a lot, and everything that I posted would get taken. Like, people would take bits and pieces out of what I was saying and create all type of shit. Like, they would create motherfucking songs, motherfucking books, goddamn, sermons, albums, goddamn, commercials. They would change their house and do some shit that I done goddamn said. I've influenced, really, honestly, and I don't give myself enough credit. I always downplay and play towards the back of what it is that I do. But I have literally influenced so many people in so many ways, and I might not have been the first person that some people heard say something before they took it serious, but I was the helper to help them take something that they may have heard before serious. I get it. But a lot of shit that I was saying was shit that people was hearing for the very first motherfucking time. They ain't never heard the shit that I was talking about. And so they took it and they was running with it. They were learning from it, then running with it. It wasn't a lot of people that just heard it and then started repeating it before they applied it to their life. So a lot of what I do, it is mandatory for the most part that people apply shit to their life before they do shit. I don't know why I came this way, but I did. It's mandatory that people they gotta apply it. You can't teach somebody something that you don't know if it works because you ain't used it. That's stupid. If you ain't used it and got some type of results, seen some type of difference, you may have seen a difference in your thinking. You may have seen a difference in your understanding and how you think, and the differences that you need to make. I mean, the changes that you need to make from the differences that you've observed in the intake. You may have, you know what I'm saying, applied the shit and actually know the shit from experience. And normally when you begin to learn shit from experience, or you apply the information to your knowledge, your understanding, it doesn't come regurgitated. It doesn't come word from word. When you know something from experience, you teach that shit from experience. Not from what somebody told you to say, not from something you've heard exactly, but nigga, I'm saying this shit because I know this shit, because I live this shit to prove that this shit works. And when you live and prove that something worked for your life, it changes the delivery of it. It changes your conviction of it. It changes your compassion for others going through it. My goodness. Because when you apply the knowledge, then you're able to say, okay, well, I see where this worked, how it worked, and this is how it could possibly work for you. But if you ain't never did shit on your own, then you can't never help nobody else learn shit either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just saying something that you heard, and goddamn, you don't even know if it works. So if somebody say that I heard this from B. Simone, oops, oh, that wasn't supposed to be right there. If somebody say, but it goes, nigga, it fits. If somebody say I heard this from Kaci and it didn't work, I can say, you know what? I tried it and it worked. And this is what I did that was different, that made it work for me in a way that it didn't work for you. So maybe if you try it this way, or if you do it this way, it could work. Now, this is not about her, but I'm popping my shit to people like her, because that's the reason why I do copyright today. Before, I used to just say shit, dope shit, all type of shit that I know, bitch, and people would take that shit, and that shit used to frustrate it used to be cool when people would take it that goddamn, was in the loop, and we were all collectively creating. We were all collectively feeding off of each other and becoming better. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it was a collective thing, then it was cool. It was dope as fuck. I was like, ooh, yeah, I would be hype when I would hear some shit on the radio that I didn't say it. I would be hype about certain aspects of certain shit because, we was collectively creating. But when bitches used to try to take my shit verbatim and make money off of my shit like that shit goddamn was some shit that they created, that shit used to piss me off. I remember this one person, and I described it on another video. I remember this one person. I talked about how I got my understanding with God. In 2012, I got a divorce. In the midst of me getting a divorce, I was kind of homeless. Like, I was buying a house, but I was building that house, and I had just sold my old house. So while I was building my house, I needed somewhere to stay. And the arrangements that we had previously had before I actually, decided for sure that I was getting divorced had fell through, because now I'm not staying with this nigga. So I'm not going wherever he going. I'm going to just go and do this. And So while I was in Kansas, I went and stayed with my mother for a little while. We have a very tumultuous, I think that's the right way to say that word, relationship. So it's kind of hit or miss with us. But every time that I try to make that relationship work, it's always motherfucking a miss, and something always fuck it up. So in my mind, it's safer for me I speak to her, I will talk to her, I don't have a problem with her, but expecting her to be my mother, expecting her to keep her word even, is just kind of not my expectations. It would set me up for failure. When you expect more of a person than what they've shown you that they're capable of, from their behavior patterns, from their unwillingness to be accountable or be responsible for committing to making changes, don't set yourself up when you know somebody is the way they are and they don't see a problem with it, and it's gotten, some people have been like that for so long, you just don't even expect them to be better. And if they be better, then great, embrace it. But if you're going to set yourself up for failure expecting more of a person than they're capable of, don't do yourself like that, okay? So during this time, I had went and stayed with my mom because me and the children, we didn't have nowhere to go. I would have made something shake, but the plan was to go and stay with my mom until, the house was built. So when I decided to get a divorce, the plan didn't totally change. I just went along. So during that time, I was homeless, and I was at my mom's house, and I was really in my master's program, getting a divorce, raising 2 small children, trying to potty train my children, just trying to close on my house, trying to make sure that all of my shit is goddamn hitting, And I had went to God, and I was like, God, if you do this for me, this is what I'm willing to do for you, I will give myself away freely. I will be used by you. I will do whatever you want if you make sure that I'm good. If I ain't got, I would do shit for people for free if you take care of me, God, and I will lay down my life for you. This is my relationship with God. This is my conversation that I had to get to this level of my understanding and commitment with God. So I had this conversation with God. So in me having that conversation with God, though, and I started explaining my story. I started, in 2013, 2014, when I was like, okay, I'm going to take this serious. I'm going to see, if I could really help people with speaking freedom. So I started to tell my story, and I started to tell how things went for me, how my mom tried to kill me, how I was on my own, how I went to the army, how I got married, how from married I was, decided to get a divorce, and all of the things that went on in the course of our relationship. And I only started talking about that part more because my ex-husband used to go and tell lies like I was beating him, or he didn't know why I left. He was telling people I choked him. Like, he was just he's such a fucking liar, bruh, till this day. So I start having to defend myself against the accusations because people was coming at me like, oh, Kaci, don't be like that. Y'all should stay married. They didn't know that we was fist fighting though. They didn't know that he had fought me while I was pregnant and I wasn't even trying to fight him that day. They didn't know that even after we had separated, he was stalking me, that he was, They didn't know all of these things. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell my goddamn story. I'm going to tell, because people seeing the surface level. I don't like to get dressed up. I don't necessarily like to do my hair and do all the extra shit. I don't always be with all of that shit. So because of that, people think that I don't have shit. They look at me and be like, oh, she must, be some loser ass bitch. That's, They probably think I'm a loser ass bitch. They probably think I live off of a nigga. They probably think I ain't got shit for myself because I don't be in trying to impress people. This story wasn't supposed to be this long, but I'm gonna go with it. So I began to, share, I'm a disabled veteran. I've been a disabled veteran for, 16, almost 17 years. I got out the Army in 2004, and I have a degree in applied management with the emphasis of psychology. I started explaining how I got to owning my house, even though at the time it was kind of unfurnished. I started explaining how I got to being everything that is visible for people to see in me now. And how I started getting the understanding that I get, how I went to church, how I tried church, how I, and I tried church. I've always been with God. Let's get that clear. How I went by the book to get married, how I wasn't fucking my ex-husband, how, I was pure. I be pure. Like, people always be like, bitch, you act like you perfect, like you don't do shit wrong. For real. The number and the amount of shit that I do wrong is really subjective and to a motherfucking minimum, bitch. Like, I really live a monk-ish type life. I really don't do a lot of shit that most people really be doing. I really be to myself at home, minding my business, because I do psychology, because I've been developing books for all this time. Observing people is my business. Making hypotheses is a part of my business. In addition to that, I have dreams. I see and know shit that sometimes I be like, how the fuck did I know that shit? And it be surprising my motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? So, because of all of these things, I was developing myself, my gifts, my understanding in front of everybody. This is why people respect me, because I developed a lot of everything that you see about myself. I learned and grew myself in front of everybody, and I never told anybody something that I considered myself knowing or having knowledge of. I never tried to teach somebody something that I had not already practiced myself. When I tell somebody some shit, it's because I didn't practice that shit. I didn't live that shit, and I know it works and how to work it. And all you got to do is tweak it based on, I can tell you the principle, I can tell you how I applied it, and then I can tell you what worked and what didn't work. I can also tell you the things that I've seen other people do with the same principle that may not have worked, and I can explain why. Because I have a different level of insight and discernment, it changes a lot of what I see, what I do, how I behave, and who I'm willing to be around. Now, there has been a slight bit of a decrease since my surgery in 2016. So that shit kind of knocked me off my, you know what I'm saying, my little pivot. But I came back, and I'm back, and I'm different, but I'm still doing what I was called to do. So all of that, damn, I was supposed to do something else, and I'll have to go back. So all of that happened, and hold on. So all of that was going on, and I was explaining to people who I was and how I got to be in, what you see. And, it shocked a lot of people because I'm not a dumb person, and I'm not as broke as I may appear to be. Now, I'm not a millionaire, but I have the type of things that most millionaires rent or fake like they get. And that's not neither here nor there. So after sharing my story, people started taking parts of my story. It was one person. They told my whole process of the conversation that I had with God as if it was their own. That shit made me not deal with that person no more. It's one thing to take something that I say and then change it to what you need it to be in order to do whatever you're trying to do with it, in order to spread the message, to put it in your own words. That's something totally different than taking something that I said. I was just about to call you. Instead of taking something that I said, oh, put these in the freezer.
Whoa, you got.
Put here, this is your device, and then I got to run back to the bank because I forgot to deposit a check.
You got a check? You can buy you some money?
I can buy you some money. And then look, I went and picked this. I went to the mailbox and this was in there. You can dump those in that freezer. It should be enough room. A new copyright. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing a video about. So, will those fit in there?
I can make it work. Oh, I can.
Okay, it's room in the refrigerator in the house. Close this door back.
Yes, sir. Did you know of your check? Again.
Did you? Here, no. Take this laptop. Get the laptop out, and then let me go do what I need to do.
Okay.
Close that freezer. Put the rest of those in the freezer in the house. Okay, I'm back. I'm back and I'm better. I want you now and never. Somebody gonna step up. Somebody gonna let I'll be damn if I let him in. I am on a whole nother level. He only fucked you over because you let him. Okay, so. Child, I don't know lyrics like I used to know lyrics. I used to, have a reservoir of shit that I just knew off the top of my head. And that is the part of me that changed after that surgery. I have to build myself back up. So, it's a little bit different. Anyways, so, the reason why I said I was popping my shit because I just feel like, copy me, bitch. Y'all can copy me now so that I can get them coins, nigga. So the reason why I started copywriting and stopped posting, okay, I started copywriting because I need to protect my shit, but I stopped posting everything that I was thinking, and I stopped posting all of my theories and concepts because people was taking that shit, and it wasn't nothing that I could do because nothing was copywritten yet. So I stopped posting. I started withdrawing. So I started just posting old shit because I could post some old shit that's still relevant. And now I am here where the reason why I wasn't posting to YouTube just yet, the reason why I don't be uploading shit just yet, click it or ticket again. The reason why I don't, do a lot of shit or haven't been doing shit is because a lot of the things that I talk about are theories and concepts in my books. So in order for me to protect the nature of my content so somebody can't run off and put it in a book or write it out like, or act like they said some shit, I had to copyright it just to protect my own interests so that people can't do shit like steal my work and claim it as their own, because people were doing that, and then it's nothing, you have nothing to stand on if your shit isn't copywritten. So all of this video was to explain why, even as a blogger, because for a minute I was considering myself a blogger, but I don't have no blog. I'm an author. I'm a writer. I am a philosopher of psychology. So I am not really a blogger. I couldn't be a blogger because I don't have the interest to post blogs every day about random topics. I would rather do a video like this and upload it, and you know what I'm saying, like vlog, whatever that shit is, vblog or video blogging, where I talk about certain topics. But this turns into coaching. This is really like this is not just me talking about people or random subjects. This actually turns into a series, the nature of me talking about certain things and releasing it so that for public consumption. But I have to protect myself before I do that, because I be saying some real intelligent and dope shit that if I do not protect myself, people will run with it. And you know what I'm saying, as a true writer and content creator, I refuse to be stolen from again in 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have learned my lesson. So a lot of times you see people, you have a trademark that does not protect your written content. You can have a patent. If you write books, your ass need to copyright that shit. The only reason why I felt protected about or felt good or okay about writing online the way I did when I did it is because everything is date stamped. So you can see when something was posted. So I can always go and say, I posted this on this day and this is proof that I posted it. Now, you can't necessarily say if the person got it from you or not. But if somebody if you copyright it with the government, give the government a ledger of your business, then it allows you to be able to say, it don't matter if you think you got it from me or not. I said this shit right here, word for word specifically. You owe me money. So like when the person that I mentioned earlier, when she dropped that book about how she manifested, but she didn't know what was in the book, so she couldn't use the book to manifest shit. When she dropped that book and had copied that person's workbook or Pinterest or whatever, word for word, if that person had it copywritten, then they would be able to say, you owe me money and I am suing you because this is copywritten. Now, the fact that it's published is a narrative that can hold weight in court. But when it's copywritten, you're already saying, I've made a claim over these words, over this phrase, over this document, and nobody else can use it without my written consent. That's the importance of copyright. So, like, you know what I'm saying? She tried to make a joke about it. That's like gaslighting. That's like, you know what I'm saying? And that's scamming type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, when I say, when I talk about losing respect for people, especially in that situation, when I'm like, nah, that's not somebody that I respect no more, because one, you copied somebody's shit word for motherfucking word. I'm a content creator. As a word for word, you know what I'm saying, I come up with all my own shit, be all my own thoughts. Somebody copying that shit word for word, that's an insult. I mean, yeah, it's cute if you hype about somebody mentioning your shit, but if you about your business, then it's an insult that you felt that, I mean, it's a compliment and an insult. You felt that you had the power to steal my shit, not ask me if you could use my shit, and think that it was okay. don't try me like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it is hilarious to me when people try to make light of doing some fucked up shit. And this is going to be relevant to my other video. So I guess this is part 3, but it's part 1 of copyright and understanding why I got copyrights. Child, this is why I take that shit serious when somebody copying, because if you're given an opportunity and you cannot afford if you're not prepared for that opportunity, you'll go and steal somebody else's shit because they was ready. And then you'll be trying to create shit to make, but you're stealing from other people instead of going and learning for yourself and creating something that is truly your own so that you can profit off of it and not be in the wrong. So, you know, it is very important that this is why it's important to know who you're dealing with, because you will be connected with somebody that's a thief, and then people will think that you stealing because they stealing. You know what I'm saying? People will come and be like, oh, you doing this because you hang with them and they do it, and they don't have to be right. And you may not even know that they're doing it. You may be, you know what I'm saying, clueless to the fact that they're a thief. But to be associated with negative energy will run good money away. And if a person is already prepared for success, then when the opportunity presents itself, you don't have to steal nothing. You already got shit locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? Locked and motherfucking loaded. And fire that shit off. Pop your shit when it's locked and loaded. But when it's not, you get caught in this place of being unprepared, and it forces you to do shit that'll be a scam, or that is, you know what I'm saying, be stealing or cheating, or, you know what I'm saying, getting over on people. And when you real, you don't have to manipulate to win, you just win. Speaking Freedom presents Good Head Group, providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight. Brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. This is not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. This may contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle.
Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.
Hi, I'm Kaci. Dr. Kaci to be exact, owner of Speaking Freedom LLC, Love Gang, and Good Head Group LLC. I am also a certified life coach and host of Speaking Freedom Radio and TV. Although I have recently became an ordained minister, please be aware that I am still me, raw and uncut the way God made me and allowed life to shape me. I pray and expect God to use me for people who can receive the way I communicate, as well as my delivery. I am not for those who are already saved, religious, or super deep. I am for the leaders, hustlers, and street influencers around the world, including pimps, killers, drug dealers, and working girls. I am sharing my experiences and perspective to help someone be inspired to be better. And for those who can identify with the various aspects of my mindset. My mindset alone does not determine the status of any active connections or current relationships that have not already been specifically addressed. Additionally, these recordings should not be taken personally if I have not already spoken to you about the topic or expressed that I have an issue. These recordings are a part of my life's work to document my experience, perspective, and to see how life has shaped me. My plan in using my stories publicly and socially is to encourage growth in those who can identify with the experiences and find inspiration in my life to heal and overcome the path that they've been set on, no matter what they face, as according to the purpose of their soul, until healing takes place. Despite the experiences that I may have had with any person, sometimes known and unknown, I hold no grudges, no hate, no bitterness, or any other ill feelings against anyone. I pray that your life is whole and very fruitful. I forgive you as I hope that you forgive me if I have wronged you or anyone that you know or anyone who listens to me. I pray that you have peace and extend the same grace to others. I have love for everyone, especially on a human level, despite flaws or experiences. But that doesn't mean that I will associate or be close to every human that I know or meet. I've experienced a very eventful life and truly believe that my mindset and story based on experiences could help those who identify with how I think and are looking for inspiration to grow further, go beyond hurt, and be great. I pray that these recordings bless you and your soul in every way and whatever way God has intended. Sending love and light to all. Thanks for listening. Achieve your dreams.